Hi, really excited to show you this new feature in Dayback. These are unscheduled events. It's a really handy way to schedule records that may have been created elsewhere in your solution, either with scripts or flows, and to reschedule events that are on the calendar that you need to make room for. So let's see what this looks like. Once you turn this on in Dayback, you'll get a little affordance over here in the upper right. And when you turn that on, you'll see the list of unscheduled events. If you have a small monitor like me, you might want to hide your sidebar. And these events in Unscheduled are just like regular events. They may have resources, so they're not necessarily unassigned. They may have durations. They may have all the other attributes of regular events. We don't know when we want to put them on the schedule yet. So it's common for folks to have created a lot of events using scripts or flows as a result of fulfilling a contract or approving a work order, and now they need to schedule them. Folks have previously put these in the unassigned column for each day. So to the right of Abby or Amy here, we might see an unassigned column. But that's when you know what day it's going to be on. Many of these events, we're not sure what day we're going to put it on. So we can navigate from day to day in the calendar. This list just persists. This list does not respect your date range queries, right? All your unscheduled events show up here regardless of what day you're looking at. And then when you find a spot for your event, you can just drag it out and schedule it. And if you have a lot of unscheduled events, this list supports filtering. So I'm going to schedule just the things that are waiting for the Dirk Heights project. And you can see that the same styling and field mapping and all the things that you do in the regular calendar apply over here. And if you want to change the way things behave over here, our documentation describes how to have a different popover if you're over here, have a different display, have the calendar behave differently if you want it to. If you have an item that you need to make room for, like, gosh, this keynote rehearsal, there's a conflict here and I don't know how to adjudicate that conflict yet. Great, I've written a button to unschedule this item that'll move it over to unscheduled. And now I can navigate from day to day, look around and see where I can put the keynote rehearsal. The other thing that's happening here is that this respects all of your other calendars. So if I turn on my Google Calendar, you'll see that I get some other items here. So I'm using this also as my kind of personal to-do list. And I can hold down the Option key to put an item in here multiple times. So this documentation I want to write is going to take a little bit of work, and I'm going to do it there. And then I think I have some time this afternoon, and I can make that a little longer. So I can drag out multiple times if I want. We've just released this. There's a lot of documentation and examples coming. I think you'll find it really useful. Under the hood, the only difference between these events and events that are in the calendar is that these have a single checkbox field, a Boolean field where unscheduled equals true, which means it's incredibly flexible in terms of what events you put here. Many customers will create a formula field or a calculation to determine when an event shows up here. So it doesn't necessarily just need to be that you've manually kind of clicked unscheduled here. It can be the result of a calculation. So I think this is going to be a really interesting way for folks to build a list of unscheduled items. Note that you can also make unscheduled items directly in this little area. So I've got something I want to do. It's very flexible. Items arrive here because you've created them directly. You've unscheduled one using a button like this, or your formula field has decided that the combination of other facts in the event, including its status, has moved it over to the unscheduled area. And we've got great documentation about all of that. I think you'll find this is a way to bring your workflow visually into your calendar. When do we reschedule last year's service appointments? When do the items that we've promised in a contract show up in a queue for somebody to schedule? How do we make more space in the calendar by unscheduling conflicting events so that we can put them in a better place? We're really excited about this and cannot wait to see what you build with it. Thanks.